Hi guys, and welcome back to another video, or welcome if this is your first time here. Thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Dana. I am a homeschooling mama to 4 little ones, and as you can tell from the title, today we are talking about books. A lot of these books are books that we have either been gifted or books that we love gifting to people, and honestly are just books that we adore in our home. And I know with the holidays coming up, and if you are a fan of gifting books and receiving books and just everything book related, like most homeschool mamas are, I wanted to share this with you in case you're looking for some fun gift ideas for the little ones in your life. Anyways, with all that being said, let's go ahead and just jump right into today's video. So starting off in no particular order, and just as a heads up as well, I did not separate these into age categories. As I'm talking about each book, I'm going to kind of show you what we use it for and who we use it with. Anyways, we love Tabitha Pages' books. I have 2 of her book series. And the reason why I'm sharing these, because I have shared them several times on my channel before, is these were actually designed for little ones with a speech delay or speech impediment, and she does a wonderful job emphasizing different words, building your little one's vocabulary using these books, and they are beautifully, beautifully done. The reason why I wanted to share these is these are not only perfect for, again, that speech delay little one, but I had to share these because if you also have that anywhere from like 1st to 3rd grade reader, I think they would love these because the difficulty for their reading isn't that difficult, but the illustrations, as you can tell, are just beautifully, beautifully done. And of course, if you are gifting a speech delayed little one, in the back of each book, they have a whole list of like different vocabulary. And I love using this with my little toddlers because I've honestly noticed a big improvement on the words that are in this book because we're reading the story, they memorize it, it rhymes, which is a huge thing when it comes to speech delay, is actually doing stories that kind of rhyme together so they can kind of process the next words and things like that. I love this series so much. That's why I've shared it multiple times on my channel, but I haven't shared it in the way of saying like these would still make beautiful little readers even if you do have the above little toddler years. I think they're beautiful. It's a beautiful gift set. So that's the first one. And the next that I have from Tabitha Page is just called Our Little Library. And I honestly think that these are the most darling. These are actual stories. So these are what I would consider to be great gifts for, again, that 1st to 3rd grade reading level. These are really designed specifically for the toddler years and the baby years. So I would say if you wanted to get one set for either the babies and toddlers in your life, Our Little Library is a beautiful, beautiful option. I think they are just absolutely darling. They're simple. And again, the whole emphasis on these books is really building your little one's vocabulary and building it in such a beautiful way because her artistry is, I think, one of my favorites because I love the paintings. And of course, in the back, like all of her books, you're going to have the whole double page of the farm animal vocabulary. This set in particular comes with the farm animal book. It also has the forest animals, has the fruits and veggies one. We also have the toys one, which I think is super darling. And then the last one is in here is the transportation, and all of them are just so, so well done. And of course, one of my favorite things about her box sets is the boxes that they come in themselves are just super nice. So I love that for just keeping it nice and tidy. And again, it just makes a beautiful gift. So one of my next favorite books is probably going to be of no surprise to you because again, I've shared it before on my channel multiple times. But this is a systematic approach to theology for kids, and that is Theology. Love this book so, so much. We've done it cover to cover once. We're actually working on it twice now because the kids loved it so much. But you're going to go through theology of God, theology of people, sin, the promise of the law, theology of Christ. So this is going to give your children a solid just foundation, like biblical worldview foundation, and truly understanding the gospel. While a lot of the books that we do have strictly incorporate like the children's Bible stories, the learning all the different heroes of the Bible and the character building stories of the Bible, this is a different approach where you're really focusing on that theology. You're really focusing on, I would consider a little bit more apologetics, to where they're going to really stand firm in their beliefs after going through this book because it does such a beautiful job in really explaining the different concepts to the kids while also including scripture, talking about how sin spreads like a disease, theology of the promise and the law. It's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. Highly recommend. And the reason why I'm sharing it is because I think it would make a beautiful gift. I really do. This is honestly one of my favorite book series to give as gifts. For one, it is beautiful, but they're very impactful. So that's why I'm sharing it today. Another one of his books is a newer one to us. We added it probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago. And this is wonderful. This is a whole book about going through the Psalms. And I, of course, absolutely love it. I want to say this is the first time this has made an official appearance on my channel, but you're going to go through book 1. You're going to have King David's songs. You're going to do book 2, Let the Nations Praise, and you're going to really just be going through the entire book of Psalms. And I love it because Psalms has really always been one of my favorite books of the Bible. I want to say we are on Psalms 37. By the way, this is also one of my favorite chapters in the Bible, is Psalm 37. And if you just need reminded to be encouraged to put all your trust and faith in the Lord, or if you can't see what He's doing right now, I would highly recommend going to read that today. I love Psalm 37. It is such an encouragement to me anyway. Anyway, that's the one we're on now. Highly recommend this as well for a gift. I would say this one and this one together would make just such a beautiful gift idea. He does have another one, and I want to say it's like a blue cover, and I forget what it's about. That's probably going to be added on my future bucket list of things to get from him. So another one that would kind of go along the same lines as those as well is called The Emblems of the Infinite King. So theology is really going to be, again, an emphasis on theology. You, of course, have the Psalms one, but this one is really going to be focused on doctrine specifically. So you're going to be going through the doctrine of sin, doctrine of Christ, Holy Spirit, salvation, doctrine of the church, doctrine of the last things, and then the opening of the scroll. So you're going to go through all of those sound biblical truths, and I love this so much. I will go ahead and say with this one is geared towards kiddos that are a little bit probably higher above where we are at in life right now. So we have not done this a ton. We've done it lightly, but theology and then the Psalms one has just been a beautiful fit for the ages my kiddos are in. These concepts in here are big concepts, so I would say if you have kiddos, probably 3rd grade and up, highly recommend, especially middle school, that if you want to lay a firm doctrinal truth, this is just amazing. So I highly recommend this one for, families with kiddos, but higher above that 2nd and 3rd grade level, just because it is a beautifully done book. And I honestly think it's not just beautifully done as far as laying down a solid doctrinal biblical truth in your little ones' lives, but it's honestly just a beautiful gift as well, just because it's so pretty. I love the design of it, and I love the content of it, and I just think it would make a beautiful gift. Another favorite of mine that I've had for probably 5 years now, maybe 5 years. This is definitely geared towards the tiny little toddler years, but this is a Beauty Collected. This is an ABC book, and this is beautiful, especially if your little ones are big fans of nature and learning about God's creation. Highly recommend this one. This is, again, called A Beauty Collected. And I think one of my favorite things about it is it's, of course, real life photography. And I just think it would make a beautiful gift. And honestly, even if you don't have little ones in your life, it's one of those things would just make a really fun homeschool mom gift too, just because it is so pretty, like a little coffee table type book. I just love it. I love it so much, and my kiddos love it. But in the back, it of course is going to have all of the pictures here and then a little clip about it. So it is more informative instead of just looking at the pictures and stuff like that. There is an actual dictionary part in here too of what you're talking about. This is great for the little ears. Another book that we've been doing this year, and we've absolutely been loving it, specifically this version. I grew up reading this book, and this is definitely by far one of my favorite versions of it. But this is the Little Pilgrim's Progress. This is the illustrated version. And again, just another beautifully done book. I love the pictures interwoven throughout, so it's more illustrated. And I find this edition specifically to just be more engaging for the little ones. So we've been loving incorporating this into our homeschool this year. The kids have loved it too, and it's really fun to see them connect the dots with the meaning behind it. And a lot of beautiful discussions has really come from the Little Pilgrim's Progress. So I had to share this one as being one of our favorite ones right now. And again, I think we just make a really beautiful gift. So I should have mentioned this at the beginning of my video, but I didn't, so I'll go ahead and mention it now. And that is, a lot of these books are of course going to be more, if they're not scriptural related, they're going to be educational or nature themed, just because that's where my family's at right now with what we love doing. But this is the 50 States book, so this is one of those educational ones, but would make such a fun gift for just really any homeschool family in your life, but honestly just anyone in general, because it is just so fun. It's bright, it's colorful, it's interactive. My kiddos love looking at this even when we're not not doing school. They'll pick a state and just like learn about it for the day. But I love this. It's really, really simple. Honestly, love that every single state that is in here is like jam-packed with information. So I love this book. If your style in your home is one that doesn't do like a formal geography curriculum, this is honestly all you need to get started in the little years, is this one book. So I wanted to share this as just being one of our current favorites in our home, and I personally think would make a really fun gift. So the next handful of books are all Usborne books. I love Usborne books, especially for the little years, because they're indestructible practically. Not all of them are, but every one of my kiddos has gone through a phase of either being caught ripping pages out of the book or like, you know, everyone goes through that phase. Anyway, these ones specifically, you can't really do that. So I love them for that. But Usborne books, I found the best price. I think I got all of these on Thrift Books. Yeah, I found a lot of these were under $5. So I highly recommend Thrift Books. I love Thrift Books. I think Book Outlet will have them too, but I always find the best prices on Thrift Books over any other like consignment bookstore online. Anyway, one of her favorites, not one, these are like 5 of her favorites, of my toddlers, but this is the Usborne Big Book of Colors, and it's really, really simple. But the reason why I'm sharing this is just like I shared those beginning sets with you, is I've used a lot of these for building their vocabulary because there's just so many pictures on each page. So it's a really good opportunity to build vocabulary. So I have the Usborne Big Book of Colors. I also have the Usborne 100 First Words, and this is the same way, where this is a wonderful way for the speech delayed little ones to just build their vocabulary. And she loves looking at the pictures, picking them out. We'll do animal sounds together, and they're just wonderful for that. They're very bright and colorful, interactive. And then we have the Usborne Big Book of Numbers, again, kind of the same thing. This is also wonderful for the little years because you can learn how to count. You're counting objects. You're also, again, a ton of pictures to look at. Wonderful for building vocabulary. See how many times I can say that in this video. So that's another one of her favorites. And then the Usborne Count to 100, very, very wonderful as well. This is another one that's just beautifully, beautifully done, and it's one of her favorites. We have most of the ones in this series. Again, I believe this one came from, no, I actually got this from Goodwill, so $1.99 from Goodwill. But this was the Big Book of Big Animals. I have the one of Big Trains, and I want to say I had the ocean one maybe. Is that one of them? I don't know. I've got 3 of them, I think. This is wonderful. Again, she could do the animal sounds, building up their vocabulary. One of my favorite things about it is the seams fold like way, way out. There we go. See it now. I don't know if it's in the frame, but it's wonderful. I love this. My 3rd grader, when he was a toddler, I got him the Usborne Big Book of Trains, and he loved it so, so much it completely wore the book out because he just adored trains. So I love this series, and again, I just love all of Usborne's books. I think they're beautifully done, and even though they are pricey, I would definitely recommend getting them pre-owned. And then I feel like I don't care if they get scratched up or well used because I didn't pay much for them. I guess it's a different mentality thing. Another thing that I love from Usborne, and we have most of the ones in this series as well, there might be a few that we're missing, but that is their 1001 Things to Spot books. I think I have the fairies, the ocean, the farm, the jungle, and this is the insects or the bugs. Sorry. Anyway, this is also wonderful for the toddler years as well, but every single little one just loves this. Like all of our little ones just love looking at these. They'll each grab one. Sometimes they'll have competitions to seeing who can spot how many first, and it's just fun. Or sometimes they'll each grab one of these and sit down and see who can complete the book first. So it's just a fun little thing, and we love these, and my kiddos use them over and over again. So had to share them as well. All right, it has been a little bit because I took a break to go lay my baby down for her nap. So picking up where we left off, this is a Butterfly is Patient. We have several ones in this series, but these are just, again, beautiful, beautiful books, especially if you have little ones that love nature. They do have these in soft cover as well. However, when it comes to gifting, I love doing hardcovers just because I know they're gonna last and hold up for quite a long time. So my next few books here, I would consider them to be 110%, that's even possible, gift worthy. They are just beautiful. And these are actually ones, if you guys are new around here, my husband and I own a couple of Airbnb properties. And these are the types of books that we actually leave out on like the coffee table, only because I like doing something a little bit different instead of just the typical coffee table books. We put these on all of our properties, and we always get a lot of really kind feedback and comments about the books that we leave out as far as like coffee table books. But this is the big book, the DK books. I love DK books. I love, love, love them. We have a lot of them. This is the Natural History, the Ultimate Visual Guide to Everything on Earth. Of course, it's not everything, but there is just so much in here, as you can tell. It is such a big, big book. One of the things I love about this, as I mentioned, a lot of my books is the real life photography. I feel like I can't even hold this with one hand, but we're gonna try here. So I love the real life photography. You get the anatomy of everything in nature. Sorry, it's really big. And I just love it so, so much. My little ones will spend forever poring over this. You can use it as a field guide. You can use it, again, it's as a dictionary. My little guy loves anything reptiles and amphibians. And one of my favorite things about this, let me go back to the beginning of frogs so I can show you. All the other books that we have when it comes to identifying critters in nature, not necessarily field guides, like field guides it's aside, but this just has so much of different species. So the frogs and toads, as we flip through here, most of the books that we have, so this is heavy. Most of the books that we have are only gonna have maybe a page of different frogs to look at, but this just has so much. And I mean, look at the pictures. They're beautiful. Beautiful if you like frogs, I guess, but they're just so well done. I love it so much. And you go into the poison dart frogs and all the different species of that. Just like, look how much variety is on one thing. I love it so, so much. I'll stop saying that, but I just do, because there's so much in it. And again, this is one that has just gotten us a lot of positive feedback from other people as well. So not only our children love it, but a lot of people, when they come across it and they actually open it and look at it, they just love it. They love it. And I really do too. Like the turtles, look how many turtles are in here. It's just crazy. So had to recommend this. I would say out of everything I'm showing you today, this would be one of my favorite books to gift, just because it's amazing. This is one of my top favorites, if you couldn't tell. It's really, really neat. Anyway, another one is one that is, again, beautiful. I've seen this a lot on social media, and I know you guys probably have as well. But this is called Slow Down, 50 Mindful Moments in Nature. Perfect gift. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful gift. So in the back it says, all around us nature is working wonders. Every day, hour by hour, magical transformations happen right in front of you, but it's not always easy to see them. So it really does encourage you to slow down and take in nature, look at nature. And again, the illustrations are lovely. I'm a huge fan of illustrations, if you couldn't tell. I really think they can make or break a book like this and its experience. So it even teaches you to observe like dew collecting on a leaf and what that looks like, what's the process of it. And it really does kind of highlight things in nature. Of course, we all know the monarch butterfly experience, but it really does kind of teach you to slow down and notice the little things, and I love it so much. This would be one of my other top favorites, apart from that one I just showed you, that I would consider to be 100% just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gift idea. I love it so much. But anyway, it's called Slow Down. Love the concept, the idea, everything about it. The next one is another DK book. And they have several ones in this series. A couple of them I wasn't really sure about, but this one seemed pretty good. This one is called Nature's Treasures. It's tales of more than 100 extraordinary objects from nature. Again, a beautiful, beautiful cover. So nature is bursting with objects that are beautiful and useful and intriguing, but where do they come from and what are they for? So they go into the detail of everything in nature. Again, the illustrations are very, very pretty. And I love all the life sizes of the eggs and life-size pictures. This is an actual life-size picture of the hatching turtle. You go to the anatomy of the creatures, and I love it. It's beautiful. But another one that I would consider to be definitely 100% a gift-worthy option. So jumping back to my 2-year-old right now, this right now is her all-time favorite book. And I could read it probably 20 times a night and she would still want to read it again. But this is called Bunny Roo, I Love You. It's darling, it's absolutely wonderful. Illustrations are beautiful. So you just go through all these little animal babies. So when I met you, you were small and trembling and I thought you might be a little bunny. I held you close so you were warm. And then when I tried to put you down, you kicked and squirmed, and I thought you might be a lost kangaroo. So you just go through the whole little book about, oh, I thought you would be a tired lizard. I thought you were a lonely wolf. And then near the end is her all-time favorite part. And then little piggy, I gave you a bath so you would be calm, but then you smiled and I knew. And then you go through all the animals you learned about. But you are not a bunny, boo, lizard, wolf, kitten, piggy. You are my baby. She loves it so much. It's darling. Again, the illustrations are so, so cute. But since we do read this so often, I had to share because it's just one of our all-time favorites right now. Another series that I would consider to be highly gift-worthy are these foticular books. We have the Outback, we have the Polar one, I want to say the Jungle one, and I think there's a 4th or 5th one now. I don't remember. Anyway, this is the Outback one. If you're not familiar with it, this is a book that when you lift the pages, it kind of shows that the pictures are moving. I hope you can see that on camera. But I have shared this before on my channel, so I know it's not like a brand new book, but I love this so much. So you open up the page and the animal moves, and of course you do have a lot of information about each animal, and then I think it's just the overall pictures, like when the actual pictures move, that I just love. The kids love it too, so had to share this as being one of our favorites. I think the Polar one, is one of my all-time favorites because my kids love the polar bear, so, but I wanted to share this as just being such a fun gift idea. So another one that I would consider to be one of my personal favorites as a mama, and my little ones love it too because they're huge Little House on the Prairie fans. But I love treasuries. So I have like a big Thomas the Train treasury. I have the Madeline treasury, and I have a lot of different like small book collections bound into one book. And I love them so much because me as a mama, it's really easy to just grab the treasury, sit down and read them instead of going to my shelf and pulling all the little ones out, especially if it's something that they love. Kind of like Madeline. My daughter loves Madeline. But this one is beautifully done. But this is, again, a Little House picture book treasury. So it has all 6 stories of life on the prairie, the illustrated ones right here. It's called My First Little House book. So I've shared them before on my channel. I've never shared the actual treasury before. But we have the Winter Days in the Big Woods. We also have a Little House on the Prairie, so the original one. We also have Christmas in the Big Woods and then County Fair. But we don't have these two as far as the smaller ones. So having them all together in one place is just something that I love because we can sit down and just read them all if we want. And the illustrated Little Beginning Readers of Little House on the Prairie, I honestly think they're just beautifully illustrated and they're beautifully done. And they hit all the highlights and the points really beautifully because it's hard to take a big book and paraphrase it down into like one tiny little kid's book. And I think they honestly do a really good job with it. So the illustrations are, again, really pretty. And I love this. This is one of my favorite homeschool mom books and one of my favorite little things that I love gifting is complete treasuries of something, because even though a lot of people have individual stories, I think putting them all in one bound, really beautifully done volume is a really fun gift idea. So my last ones here that I want to share, I would consider it to be one because you can buy them in a bundle or you can buy them individually, and that is the Princess Parables. So of course, if you're talking a Christmas gift, I would do a Royal Christmas to Remember. Again, they're beautifully done. But if you do have little ones that love princess stories and all things princess, but you might not want to do all things Disney, highly recommend these. So we have the Royal Christmas to Remember, we have Princess Grace and the Lost Little Kitten, Princess Joy's Princess Blessing, the Princess Hope and the Hidden Treasure, and Princess Charity's Courageous Heart. So all of these books are going to be focusing on different characteristic traits, and I love that so much. This is such a beautiful gift idea for really any little girl in your life. We just love them so much. These are the ones that we read over and over again, and they're still ones that now that my 2nd grader can read more fluently, she'll pick these up and read them just by herself in her spare time. So she loves these, and my 2- and 4-year-old absolutely love them as well. So these are definitely a wonderful gift option and idea, and just ones that we genuinely love using in our home. So the last gift idea that I wanted to share with you, and this is a really bit of a different one or a unique one when it comes to books, and I would say this idea would be geared towards grandparents wanting to gift a family member or a child a gift of spending time with their children. And I've talked about this many times before on my channel, but especially if you have someone in your life who is a first-time homeschool mom, this would be a beautiful gift option, and it can be put together pretty affordably. But if you guys have been around for a while here on my channel, you know that I love 5 in a row, and I talk very highly of it. This would be a wonderful gift option. I will say that if you decide to give a 5 in a row book to someone in your life, This would be a little bit pricey depending on how you do it, but I would consider taking the entire, let's say volume 1 or volume 2, and buying all of the books that come with it. In my experience, when I've thrifted all of the books that come with the units, even on thrift books, it can run probably, I've gotten all of my complete units with every single book under $80. So you can help someone in your life completely build up their homeschool library, or not just homeschool, it could be anyone in your life, help build up their home library, also giving them the gift of that intentionality with their children by providing the guide for the parent to do all the fun things with the kids. So this would be something a little more unique, definitely 100% I would consider to be more educational minded. But what a beautiful gift. I think that would be such a fun thing, is to get the volume, especially a first-time homeschool mom who needs help building her home library. But if you as a grandparent are able to help them, definitely grab one of these. You can get them thrifted. Again, I've got, because this is an old volume, I didn't really need it to be new. I want to say thrift books as well, and I picked it up for maybe $8 or something for the actual guide. And then the Christian character and Bible study supplement, I also got from thrift books. So it was like $4.99 when I got it, and it pairs together beautifully. And if you decide to get a volume 1 or 2 and then all the books that go with it, you can add this on as a supplement to go. But this would be a wonderful gift, again, for a first-time homeschool family who needs a little guide, but also just a fun intentionality tool to use in their home. So I think that is everything I wanted to share with you guys today. My next video, I might end up filming it today, not sure yet. Depends how long baby naps. But I'm going to be sharing with you some of our favorite games for if you're wanting to gift games and things like that. And after that video, we'll probably get into some more like gift guide ideas and things like that as we come into the upcoming holiday season. But thank you guys again for being here and for watching today's video. I really appreciate every single one of you for watching. And until my next video, you guys have a wonderful day, whatever you're doing, and God bless. Bye guys.